People are going into my hole.
Which I did get high and went to the Capitol.
Are you okay?
No, I'm high.
So I'm a little nervous about this.
I gotta go.
The white children will cry. Okay. That's not it.
I'm already sweating and it's 48.
My little girl might want to become a boy if she reads about a crayon.
Who the fuck is Harriet?
Harriet the Spy.
Harriet Tubman?
Nickelodeon.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, you need to brush your hair.
Warning. The following is extremely funny and inappropriate. Listener discretion is advised.
I was gonna say something ignorant about Biden and the gas prices, but then I remembered I don't even know where it comes from, and I don't even pump my own gas. So then I thought I should probably just go get my $6 latte and shut my fucking mouth.
Now, ma'am.
Oh, fuck. I don't even have this set up.
Oh, fuck. Here we go with this shit.
Oh, okay. That's not it. I feel like we've been ready.
We've been ready. We have this skin contact wine from Oregon.
If you hold it up to the light, you can see
I don't want to.
why
you can see the kombucha.
Why I love it. There's no kombucha in it.
This is how kombucha is fucking made. It's marinated for like 10 days in a jar.
That is actually not it. You have to do the Scooby at the bottom of the kombucha. There's no Scooby in this. It's all grapes.
Wait, what's a Scooby again?
Scooby is like the collection of, I think, bacteria that ferment whatever you put in for the kombucha.
Whoa!
And it looks like snot. It's like snot at the bottom. Have you ever like shaken it? It's like snot.
It's gross. I don't try to deal with kombucha as much as possible.
I don't eat the Scooby, but I love it.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Hello and welcome to another episode of Not Well. I'm Bobby.
I'm Jim, and I can remember the name of the show.
I still can't remember the name of the show, and it's probably because I'm fucked up every time we record.
True. Now, what are your substances of choice today?
I took an edible, and now, like I said, we're drinking this orange contactless wine or whatever. And
oh my god,
it's a Tuesday, so we are.
It's like a Monday.
It's a flawless Tuesday.
Now, I do just want to say that I feel a little low in my seat.
Okay, well, maybe you need to adjust. Now,
this is better. The Princess and the Pea, coming to you soon.
Now, I don't know why I just yelled now. Now! I have so much to talk about.
I know. We haven't seen each other in forever. Ages.
It feels like well, it actually hasn't.
It's been a week.
More than a week.
Girl.
When's the last time I recorded? Was it a Monday?
Yeah.
We've been recording later and later, and now it's a Tuesday. I have to get this out.
Pretty soon, Wednesday at 3 a.m., we're going to record. Oh,
yeah, I haven't seen you.
Are you overheated?
Yeah, I'm a little. Well, again, like we talked about when you walked in, I'm not ready for hoodie season to be over, so I'm trying to make it work. But obviously,
neither one of us is ready for. They're like, "Is your summer bod in yet?" I'm like,
"What's a summer bod?"
Now I've got some fat titties.
I mean, I got an ad on my Instagram that was talking about how, if you're not ready for summer yet, we have these
over it
pants with a drawstring, pants without a drawstring. With a drawstring.
You need those?
Well, Instagram thinks I do because they know I don't like buttons. I don't like clothes. I don't like clothes. I like to lay around on the couch.
I like loungy clothes.
Underneath a blanket. I've been utilizing the hide the belly under the blanket scheme that you taught me.
That move is dangerous because you feel skinny, but you'll eat ice cream on your belly, but it's hidden by that fucking blankie.
And then your partner, like mine, Matt, I'm now allowed to say his name.
Oh.
Because we have an update. He walks by and I'm just imagining him seeing like a boulder covered by a blanket on the couch. And so like, you feel skinny, but you know you're not any skinnier.
You look like a whale underneath a sheath of...
Yes, just because you are under a blanket, you're not any smaller.
It's like saying an elephant underneath a cloth table sack napkin.
It's like guess the shape. It's like we need to guess the animal under a blanket. It's like as a kid, I love those books.
But for some reason, I feel like, and then that's when I really let it go to. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, I can just
hang loose, and it's like
sucking in down here.
That's why you got to do the side blanket move, where you do like a little
on your side. Mm-hmm. The belly can just go in between your knees and your chest.
Exactly, and your blanket still covers, and you look skinny.
I haven't tried that yet. I've just been doing the back.
Do the side.
Okay, I'll try the side.
Try the side this time.
And then I get my Instagram ad talking about pants that fit anyone, and I'm thrilled with my life.
I feel like Instagram was doing the same shit to me. They're like, oh, you need to look into this eating program. And I'm like,
oh no.
Do they know it's getting warm? They know I'm already sweating. And it's 48.
That's once it warms up enough to sweat. That's the problem. Because then you're like, soon I'm going to have to be in a tight t-shirt and short shorts, and it's just everything's hanging out. You can't hide in the summer.
Do I
that's
care?
What I don't like.
I'm trying to figure out if I even care about anything anymore.
I think it's best if we don't.
Honestly, I think we need to just throw out all rules. Why do we care? Well, if you don't like me because I'm fat, then you're a fucking piece of shit anyway.
I'm not actually a fan.
Wow. You've had a revelation. Now, did this come before or after the trip to DC?
I think it came during.
So you've been gone for a while. What were you doing?
Okay,
what was up? What happened?
So we decided to go to DC as like a last minute getaway kind of. It was a cheap flight. So we're like, I've never really been. So I was like, oh, I'll go.
It's a swamp. Not politically. I really mean it's like
hot.
Go in the summer, you'll never go back.
Well, that's like Atlanta. I mean,
it's miserable.
Wait till we go to Austin, which we're announcing right now. We're going to Austin, April 27th through May 1st. Come see us. But it's
already regretting it.
We won't be there May 1st, though. That's when our flight leaves in the morning. But anytime in between then and then.
And hopefully it's a dry heat.
It's not a dry heat, babe.
Okay.
Well, it's so fucking hot. We're gonna have to like hide in the. This is where you're gonna be like, we need an intermission. I'm gonna be like, you're right. You're right.
We need an intermission, a shower, and a change of clothes. And that's the problem with these hot places. You have to bring 2 outfits per day.
2 outfits per day. What? Was that like the skin contact?
It's the natural yeast.
It's the yeast skin.
It's the natural yeast fermentation.
Every time I smell it, it smells like a fucking
foot.
Yeah, like
vomit.
Like mushrooms and feet.
Good. Hints of mushrooms.
So we went to DC, and I have some comments to make. This is a flawless Tuesday.
We're having a flawless Tuesday. We're not rewinding. We're not re-recording. We're not editing.
We are editing, but I'll edit.
Not a lot.
No, it's gonna be a quick breeze. It's gonna be a breeze, babe. I gotta add music and stuff. I gotta add the
easy breezy,
beautiful cover girl.
Oh.
Now we go to the Green Lantern when we get there. Okay.
And I'd like to point out that strangely, I have also been there with my partner. Matt and I went there last time we were there in 2018.
Okay, so you know what we're talking about. So it's in an alley.
Yep.
It's in a clean alley, though. Like, DC's pretty...
You see it, you're like,
oh, is that it? It's like an old, like, revolutionary house that's now a faggot bar. And when you walk in, on this particular night, it was No Shirt Thursdays, where if you take off your shirt, you get free drinks from 10 to 11.
That's when we went.
And I'm like,
I know.
Okay, first of all, I just flew. Yep. So when I fly, my belly gets a little pumped with air.
Oh,
like a little bloated.
Air.
We just ate.
Edema, eating. You're stuffed.
Diabetes.
Pre-diabetes.
All of it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, I'm not really. I mean, I could have totally taken off my shirt and been fine, but I was like,
But it's also like for a drink.
Right. I'm like, for a cheap drink. And I was drinking Hendrix.
Drink?
Yeah, I was drinking Hendrix.
I only do Hendrix and tonic.
Same.
Now.
You want to know why?
Because
it doesn't get me hungover.
It doesn't. Same. Oh my God.
Seriously, like
Twinks.
I'm serious. When I just drink that, Twinks freeze your mouth. Oh, remember that game?
You don't get hungover.
No, but Green Lantern was okay the first night. We sat at the bar. I mean, there was stuff dripping from the ceiling like water, and we were like, is that poop water or is that like? And some guy was like, it's probably sweat. I'm like, ew.
It's sweat from the. Did you go upstairs?
This is what I got to tell you.
Because we went upstairs. Okay.
So that first night was fine with it. Okay, cool,
Yay.
whatever.
Interesting.
The second night was the next day. We went to a place called Trade and had happy hour, and I proceeded to drink 7 gin and tonics between this dinner and then going back to the Green Lantern. So I had 7 gin and tonics, an edible, fresh edible.
Oh,
like right before we went to the Green Lantern. Like, no, I brought my own. Honey, I brought my own.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, girl.
I don't want to deal with the gifting bullshit, even though I found a place we could go. Anyway.
Okay.
So we go to the Green Lantern and we go upstairs because it's some like weird dark light night or something like that where you're basically in the dark and you can like touch.
So like if you had white teeth, they'd glow.
Exactly. Now, we go upstairs. First of all, going up these stairs is like walking up a 1-person hallway of stairs, and I'm like
a haunted house stairway.
Yeah, like it's so tight. Like I could barely. Like if somebody was coming down, I had to like slam against the wall so they could go past. Now I know I'm a bigger person. Okay, I get it, but like even small people would have to go. Yes,
I'm not doing it.
So I get upstairs and I proceed then to have another 2 gin and tonics.
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting there with gin and tonic, and I was like, we need to sit at this bar. I can't see a fucking thing.
It's dark.
It is pitch black. Like I literally can't see. I can barely see Michael. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay. And I was like, oh, Mike, I'm drunk. Like we gotta go. Like I'm fucked up. Like I feel fucked up. And this is where I had my Euphoria moment. So, so I'm like literally like staring at the lights, being like, oh, look what's happening. I'm like, okay, we gotta go. So Mike proceeds to start leading me out. However, he doesn't lead right. He leads right into the goon pit with all the other guys.
What's a goon pit?
Just basically where everyone was standing, and we were stuck in place like this in the dark.
No.
Men everywhere. So and I'm having my moment.
Were you grabbing dick?
No, I was panicking. I go, I gotta go. And I literally, and I think it started with the stairs because I knew I was trapped up there.
This is the edible. This isn't the alcohol.
This is the edible.
Yeah, this
but
is not
the alcohol didn't help. The alcohol like put me in a different space. It almost felt like I was being gay. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
You were being gang.
I felt like I was about to be. Oh, maybe Flawless Tuesday just got ruined. But I felt like it was like I was coming in and out. Like I was drunk as fuck, but then also high. So it was like a weird feeling. So I was like, I gotta go. So I go down these stairs. I barrel down the stairs. Beeline.
You probably hurt people.
Well, nobody was coming down. Thank God. That's why I rushed. I was like, oh my God, nobody's coming. I don't want to stop. And I beelined out of the fucking place and texted Mike and I said, I'm outside whenever you're ready.
And he was inside getting his dick sucked.
He came out 3 minutes later, but I was like, I can't do that. Like, I cannot do that, especially fucked up already.
I'm nervous for you. Back in time, I mean, not right now.
Okay, yeah. I was like, why am I? Oh my God, I hate there. People now.
I was like, no, not right now.
No, if you were there, I wouldn't even want.
I was like,
you would have felt the same way. I feel like it was very
out.
If you have any bit of anxiety about anything,
you can't be trapped. If you already feel trapped going upstairs, and then you're up there, you're like, I have to go back down the stairs. And I'm guessing there's not a bathroom up there.
Oh, that's where the bathroom is too. So if you're in the downstairs,
no, absolutely not. I'm not.
I hate that bar.
I remember going up there. I was like, this is really weird.
It's very weird. There's people in there.
I was like, yeah, this is strange. Let's go. We just left. We took our shirts off, got a drink, went up there. We looked around. We were like, yeah, I think we got to go to bed.
It's
we didn't stay out late at all that time.
And that's also after I did 25,000 steps. So I was tired. I was sunburned. I was drunk, and I was high.
9 gin and tonics.
Literally, I'm not even kidding.
Now, I've done 5 in one day with Hendrix and tonic, and I actually didn't get hungover.
I wasn't hungover though the next day.
That was the weird thing.
I was not hungover the next day. I went walking around
out,
the fucking.
Right?
Yeah, it was pretty spread. I mean, I would say it was from
because I was spread out from 11 a.m. until I'm talking 2 a.m. I had 5.
Oh no, I was more like 6 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Stop! Holy shit!
Whoa, girl!
It was pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good evening. Good night.
Yeah, you ran out. I'm getting gang.
I mean, I felt like that moment of like I'm gonna pass out. Okay. It was hot. I mean, all the factors were there.
All of it's bad. And just think, this is in March.
Right.
I almost said April.
It is almost April. Honestly, by the time we look again, it'll be April.
Jesus Christ, it is.
It's the 22nd.
Oh, you were there for St. Patty's Day.
I was there for St. Patty's Day.
That's so fun.
I had to go to CVS and get my distilled water for my CPAP machine. That's all I was concerned about. And that's when I'm like, so
life is over.
That's my main mission of the first day. I was like, I need to get my CPAP.
Normally, it's you got to get your edibles. So I
brought the edibles. I was like, fuck it.
As soon as we land, you're like, where's the store for the edibles?
I decided just to bring my own this time just because it's easier. And I knew that it wasn't going to be like a lot of weed consumption. It'll be like just a little taste here and there. And
just a nibble.
Which I did get high. I went to the Capitol. I reenacted the Capitol insurrection. I like went through the stations of the cross of that.
Good.
It was very interesting. We saw a senator.
Okay.
Or no, House of Representatives.
You saw a representative.
Thank you. I'm like, I saw a Republican.
You saw the House of Representatives.
A House of Republicans. That's what I thought I was saying in my head. Do you know the one that has alopecia? It is. She has alopecia. She's in the on Getting Curious with. She's bald and black and beautiful.
I know who you mean. She's from. Is she?
I think it's Massachusetts.
Presley.
Maybe
Presley.
I mean, she's hot.
It's an A name, and
she used to have like locks.
She's from Massachusetts.
Yes,
and then she shaved it off because her grandma. And her grandma.
Yep.
I love her.
She was out there. I saw Ayanna. Yeah. So we saw her, and I was like, "Hey, girl, hey!" But I was trying to be cool because, of course, I'm always cool.
Yeah, you're like,
but she was also talking to like
she's famous.
DC.
She's part of the squad.
Oh,
she's part of the squad. I think with Talib.
AOC.
Is that right? I don't even fucking know. Omar,
and
then
AOC.
I think they're all like together.
Well,
I think they're the squad.
They're the squad, and I love her. And honestly, though, I'm in.
So you saw someone famous. You were like touched by celebrity.
But I also feel like DC. Just like I'm gonna wrap. I mean, DC is very. I felt like I was in like a fake world.
It is.
Because everybody's like, you will hear people talking on the road. They're like, yeah, well, I'm gonna try to pass. Like everybody thinks there's like passing something or doing something big there.
No.
Oh, we gotta conserve soil. And I'm like, I mean, the conversations that I heard.
I gotta hear this again. Conserve soil.
Yeah, there was people that were like, "Do you want to conserve the soil?" I'm like, "Bitch, we're about to die. Like, I don't know what the fuck we're trying to do here. It's too late for the soil."
Yeah, it sounds great, but fuck the soil.
I mean, honestly, fuck the soil. I mean, I heard a girl who was probably like girl version of me, so a little bit stupid, but like
I love it.
But like hot, you know.
Okay, so not
she's like.
really.
She said something like, he said, this guy was talking to her, I guess it was her boyfriend, about like
What
some
is the
museum.
Setting.
Okay, we're walking from
Set the stage, bitch.
Okay, so we're walking from the Lincoln Memorial down past the reflective pool towards the Washington Monument.
Oh, yes.
Walking and briskly walking, and this person behind me starts talking about the CIA museum and da-da-da-da-da. Well, this girl proceeds to say, and I don't know what made me, and mind you, I was high.
You're high.
And she goes, "You know how much I wanted to be a spy."
Whoa, girl.
And I go, and I look at the bitch and I'm like, "Girl, you ain't a spy. And actually, maybe you are a spy. You'd be a good spy because you're a fucking idiot."
Yeah, you're like, no way you're going to hide behind a bush. You're not
But the way she said it was so goddamn serious. And I'm like, I want to be a spy.
Who's ever aspired to be a spy?
I don't know, because I feel like
I don't know a single person who, like, growing up was like, I want to be a spy.
I think you're kind of like
Harriet?
born into it.
Maybe Harriet.
Who the fuck is Harriet?
Harriet the Spy.
Harriet
from
Tubman?
Nickelodeon.
Oh, no. I have
Harriet
no
Tubman was not a spy.
She was kind of a spy. She
was a badass warrior.
Yeah, she led those people out.
People.
I must say those bitches.
She led them bitches out.
She led those bitches to freedom, and that's what matters.
She wasn't.
Oh, fuck. I don't even have my list. I have so much to say.
Are you okay?
No, I'm high. I'm hot.
I'm really warm too. I'm glad I'm in a hoodie to hide my fat. However, I'm sweating through my hoodie.
Should we get that on? Because I think that's actually plugged in still.
Yes.
And are you getting an MRI for real?
Yeah, tonight.
Who gets an MRI at night?
A good question. They're like, are you good with mornings, afternoons, or evening? I'm like, I guess anytime. They're like, how about 8 p.m.? I was like, 8 p.m.?
Hey.
I'm going to be blacked out
now,
by
have you ever had an MRI?
No. I'm nervous. I brought Klonopin.
Oh, good, because
I was like, how close is it? They're like, it's right here.
Half. It's half. Like, it's half, but it's still whole.
What's half?
So half your body's underneath, and they put these like
don't.
I'm really sorry.
I literally don't want to do this.
I mean, I know, and it's a tough time for you.
I'm panicking. Like, okay, so you've met a spy. Now, what else did you do there?
We actually saw the cherry blossoms that smell like pussy trees, but they're not. I was told the Bradford pear is the pussy tree, or the cum trees.
Was it also blossoming, the Bradford pear?
They might have, because
we had one in my old house.
I always thought that everybody calls those pussy trees, but I guess it's just cum in general.
It's just a cum.
Do pussies have cum on them all the time?
I would say they probably always have a little bit hanging around from previous days or nights.
Or is it like natural lubrication smell like cum?
Oh, like when they put out juices?
Mm-hmm. Because have you ever seen a girl like take off her panties?
Actually,
have you ever seen panties before?
Well, yes, it looks like a snail trail, but you've just given me a memory. When I was a freshman, and this friend of mine who had gone to an all-boys school and was very comfortable around gay guys, who also showed me his dick and was very friendly with me, Paul had a girlfriend. And one time I went over to their room, and it was just Paul and his girlfriend, and she was great. But he said, you won't believe it, she's just wearing leggings right now. And they were the loose, flowy kind. And he said, watch this. And she was laying on his bed, and he went over and started, like, just making out with her.
Ew!
And then he, like, touched down there, and then her leggings were wet. He got her wet just so he could show me on her pants. I mean, this is what straight men do.
That's disgusting. I think... Yeah. Honestly, I think straight men are gross as fuck.
They're nasty.
They like dirty. They like wet. They like juicy. They like
beefy.
Beefy. They want to fuck anything that walks, anything that moves. They don't care if you smell.
No, they don't. They really.
I mean, I know I am a male.
They talk about
as well.
Have you ever heard of Red Wings? When a girl's
I know
on her
what the fuck it is.
Red Wings. And they want them. That's like a badge of honor to get red.
Eating
wings.
a vagina with blood.
Yes, Red Wings.
Okay, I never
know. They would not stop talking about it.
I am never going to be the same again.
We don't talk about brown wings. I mean,
that's because we're fucking clean. Not saying a period's dirty, but I'm just saying
our assholes are clean.
Right, like usually we're pretty cleanly before.
And I am all for period fucking, but the fact that straight men call it Red Wings, like it's a thing,
gross,
sick.
So yeah. So anyway, DC was a great weekend. We saw the fucking.
You saw the flag,
the flowers. We saw the Capitol Hill.
Trees.
I didn't know that Capitol Hill was on a hill. Now,
No, I saw that clip, and I saw Michael's face. Michael's face said it all for me. He's like, "Oh wow."
It was a very real statement, and it was a. I also didn't know that, and I can't say the word Smithsonian.
You did it. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Is the world's largest museum?
Yeah, but I didn't know it wasn't just one building.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Whoa, girl, fuck!
I thought it was just like one place.
Now, did you go to the Black Museum, or are you racist?
We didn't have time to go over to the Black Museum, but
Imagine that.
Well, I actually found it very hard.
No, it's actually hard to get into. When I went, like in 2018, you still had to have reservations.
No,
tickets.
I think it was like we went to the ones that were like
looked amazing.
right there and just like easy.
Like
and
our
free.
friend Eric went and said it's insane.
It looks amazing from
but
the
then
outside.
I was like, you can't even get tickets.
We went to the American history one, and then we went to the natural history.
Oh, with the elephant in the middle.
Yeah, but I wasn't really that. I don't really like natural history.
Oh,
anymore.
I love it. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, but there's just
now American history.
No, it really upset me because I see these buses of Black people coming up, and I'm like, we are so fucking gross as a country. I'm sorry. Like, how horrible of people were we, though? Like, when you really look at history, it's I was like, and then you have these Black people who are like being led by some white guy who knows all the history of the Americas, and you're like, ew. He's like, this is Thomas Jefferson. I mean, like,
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a very bizarre feeling.
You saw buses of Black people.
Well, we met up with Michael's not med school, residency, one of his older colleagues from residency.
This is the highest story I've ever heard.
And
you started with, now I saw buses of Black people and I was so angry for them in our country, and such as, I'm like, what?
And sometimes the map.
Dad, I was like,
it's not working.
This is what happens when Bobby doesn't have notes. Like,
and it's fine.
It's off the trail.
It's off the trail. It's off the snail trail. It's off the.
You're like, have you ever seen women's underwear? I'm like, yes, snail trail.
That's disgusting.
Well, slide it on my face like a snail.
Anyway.
So yeah, you're seeing a white person lead a bunch of Black people trying to tell them the history.
But then Michael's friend, we met with her and her family, and walked around the basin.
Oh yeah,
whatever,
where the Thomas Jefferson Memorial is.
So I'm walking around and I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm like,
it's all the whites.
And then I said, hi. I said, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm curious. And I was like, what is it like for a Black person to look at the history of America? Like, does it piss you off?
Where you're in DC looking, yeah.
Because I was like, it pisses me off.
There, you said it.
And she said she wasn't pissed off about the past. What she's pissed off about is that we're not learning from the past, and the same shit is happening now in different ways.
Cheers, bitch.
And I'm like, wow.
Literally. It's the same way, yeah.
It still, to me, is like kind of, I feel like it's a slap in the goddamn face. Like, to see all this stuff and be like, this is our history, and be like, but is this my history?
Are we living it now?
No.
Like, we're not even allowed to talk about history.
Right.
Because it's offensive.
Oh yeah.
We don't want to make little white children uncomfortable.
Well, now the conservatives are like,
the white children will cry. They'll ask Mommy and Daddy about history.
What's a rainbow?
Mommy, why did Grandpa have that Confederate flag in his basement? Mommy, why did he have white robes?
He was a patriot.
He was a patriot.
It's like, let's go, Brandon.
Like, why are we not allowed to talk about this shit? They're too young to learn.
Learn about what? That there's other families out there? I'm sorry. Are my nephews just supposed to ignore the fact that they have gay and lesbian aunts and uncles?
Literally, everything right now is about keeping crazy conservative white parents comfortable when they have kids going to school.
So bad.
And that's what we're like, ban this, ban that. You can't talk about that. Don't say gay. Nope. We don't want CRT. We don't want Nope. We don't want mom and dad to be uncomfortable because their kids might ask questions. Poor Karen and her children.
I'm going to delete you off my Facebook.
Literally. Like, we're all going through
bye.
It. I'm done with this
I'm done
moment.
too. I think it's fucking stupid.
And I'm glad you asked a Black doctor what she thought about it.
I asked. I just point blank, just period. I was like, I need to know this because I feel like it's a very important thing to ask, because I'm like, if I feel a certain way,
we're not connected. Like, if you don't have Black friends, if you don't talk to Black people, you don't
know.
You might read about it, but like,
but how do you? Yeah, it was like a very interesting thing to ask, because I was like, I don't know how I would feel. Obviously, I'm not Black, so I can't act like I know how I would feel. But like, I look at the history of America as a gay person and kind of say,
it's awful.
Well,
it's
like when we were up at the.
Are we better?
Right. Like
Can't get a cake made for your wedding.
well, we're at the Capitol, and then you see the Supreme Court, and I'm like, this is where like decisions about my life,
Literally.
and my choices.
We would be such different people than if we grew up now than we did back then.
I know.
But then also, like, you're looking at the situation, you're like, is it going to be better for them in 30 years, though? Because I'm going to be old. I won't care. I'm going to be like, peace out. Like, whatever. I got mine, I guess. Maybe.
I don't know forever. I just don't. That's what really stresses me out.
It's a constant work in progress, but you're not sure.
But you're not going
where's
anywhere.
The progress?
It's constant conflict over nothing.
Literally.
Again, it's just food, water, shelter is all we need in life. But yet we're gonna fucking argue about books that are teaching kids about other people.
Like the Cran book.
I can't. Like,
I mean, literally, like, how is that a bad book? We did this. Like, how is it bad? My little girl might want to become a boy if she reads about a crayon. So
not a boy.
She's not a boy. God made her a girl, and she's going to act like a lady, and she's going to grow up and get married in the church and have children like mine. I mean, literally, it's a disaster. It's a nightmare.
It is a disaster.
These parents are nightmares.
Notice I didn't flinch because I was
yeah,
like, that's
you're
like
that's
too real for me. I think I had like trauma.
I heard it all the time. It's like,
same.
Well, you want to grow up and be a good little boy.
Well, you need to do your confirmation. You have to do the sacraments, and then
your grandfather
was
would
a
not approve
pilot.
of this.
Oh yeah.
You know, like approval. You always have to get your approval of your family members.
I'm so sick of that shit
Like,
too. I'm so sick
your
of
traumatized family members. You don't have to get their approval. Like, fuck them.
I'm noticing it more and more.
No
Like, if
offense.
you're 40 and still dealing with listening to your
Yeah.
parents, like really listening.
Move on.
We got to talk to you
If
in
you have
therapy.
to talk to mom and dad, if you have to
be
talk
like,
to
well,
mom
let me
and-
run
no.
it by my parents. No,
Nope. It's not. No.
no. It's a
Just
no, and it's
absolute no.
non-negotiable.
They need to live with your decisions.
Whoa, did you? That was the close contact skin.
Honey, that fermentation is hitting.
Yeah, I was like,
We just did a full rant. Now, I did want to bring something up, and it's a controversial topic. So I'm a little nervous about this because I'm not sure who. Well, I know who listens, and that's why I'm nervous. So,
oh no.
the other day,
So we're talking like we're gonna bring up like real people.
not
Are
particular.
you gonna get in trouble? Remember, this is Flawless Tuesday. Or
I don't think I will get in trouble. I just think that it
Might
may
cause
raise
some-
some eyebrows.
okay, let's do it.
But
Fuck
it's
'em.
like it's an important topic because I have thoughts and confusions, and
no.
also it's judgment free. It's just I have questions. I want to see how you feel.
Okay,
So the other day I was at a local bar,
a watering hole, if you will.
local watering hole, and I went up to get a drink at the bar. And as I'm standing there waiting, I look around and I see little packets of powder being sold and cash money being exchanged. And, you know, I see Venmos coming out to Venmo for the little packets of powders. And no one's really asking what the packets are or what's in them, but they're buying them. And I see this happen like 5 different people. And then I go sit down with my drink, and then I get up and go get another drink, and it's happening again. And I'm like, wow, we're just like, everyone in here is buying packets of powder
And from the same person.
from the same person. Well, then there was another one.
So there were two.
There were two
working the
people
crowd.
selling, working the crowd, you know, doing their
We're in the crowd, passing the Coke out,
doing the thing.
doing a thing, honey.
I think it was Coke. I'm not, who knows, literally, because then I heard it might not have just been Coke, because I also heard someone had K.
Oh no, we're gonna go into K holes now.
So people are going into K holes, people are going into Coke holes, people are going
Coke holes.
people are going into my hole.
Well,
all sorts of dirty holes.
there's just holes everywhere.
Honestly. And so I'm just like sitting there kind of like do like am I
Are you feeling
out of
uncomfortable?
touch?
Like-
Not at all.
Okay, so you're okay around drugs.
I'm totally okay.
You're okay around people making other choices.
I'm okay with people and toys.
You're okay with that, but what you're not okay with is
I don't think I'm not okay with anything. I think
it's just an interesting theory.
I'm worried for these people because of the law.
Okay.
Because selling is a problem. I personally feel that all drug use should be decriminalized. I don't know that we need to
Personally,
have
same.
I don't think we need to have shops selling methamphetamines. Like
I just gotta go to the sleep
there's
doctor for that.
To me, you're right. You just
Gay.
You do. I think there are drugs that are like, okay, if you're making a personal choice and you understand the risk and you know what it could do to you, okay, fine.
Yeah, I agree.
If you think a little bump of cocaine won't harm you, that's your choice.
Then do your bump, babe.
Now, we've all seen the effects of certain drugs. Like, I have friends who have been in and out of rehab for meth, and they cannot kick it. And I know I have friends who have dated people who've fallen into meth, and meth, honey, Tina, it is not something to fuck with.
But it's a real.
But a lot of gays are using Tina.
We saw a guy
A lot.
at the Green Lantern like doing this whole weird
Yep.
like he couldn't even get his I mean, it was like so bizarre. He was on Tina.
Yep, he's on Tina. That's
Full
when they're on
T.
Tina. You want to go, what do they call it? Like twerk or it's a T word, I think. But something where they're like,
tweak.
Tweak. That's it.
Twerk in your tweak.
And it's just like...
It's weird to see somebody tweak.
Okay.
It's like, oh, your brain is misfunctioning.
No, it's... Yeah.
Sad.
All the pathways are fucked.
But why do you think the drug use is happening?
I think there's a lot of gays who have trauma.
Okay.
Unprocessed. A lot of gays don't know how to act around other gays. And so we get a little more comfortable.
And a little
nerves.
More, yep.
Because you find out everyone's fucking everyone. And that's fine.
Let's
have fun.
You realize that everybody has probably seen your cock.
Everyone's sending pics around.
It's so weird.
Everyone in the room has fucked each other or seen their dicks. And that's just gay community. That's the gay life.
That's gay life, babe.
That's what I want straight people to understand is like how different it is.
It is different. I mean, we can go out to a bar and see 4 people that we've like seen their dicks, seen their holes.
Or actually had sex with.
them.
Like you're just chatting with them. Like, oh yeah.
Oh, hey, how's it going? It's like 4 hours earlier you were
in a bathroom like 3 years ago.
In 2014. Yeah.
Like literally, it's like I jerked off with you on Yahoo Chat like 10 years ago.
It's true.
And it's just like,
it is.
It's just normal.
I think it's kind of nice though.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, I don't have a problem with any of it. I just think it's interesting and it's so fucking different than what most people are living.
It's true.
Around us.
Yeah.
Like straight people.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just noticed that I'm like, a lot of people are doing drugs. Like a lot of people are doing drugs. And I'm worried from a certain perspective that it might get carried away.
Yeah.
And are people using them to not deal with things? Awkwardness, being uncomfortable because of choices you've made sexually.
Maybe you weren't comfortable in your own skin. Maybe you were a trans person trapped, because I've noticed that a lot of people who are drug addicts have a secret. Yep. And it's something they usually can't say. And when they like my friend actually just told me about somebody who we used to know that would get in trouble for drugs all the time and transitioned and now is drug-free, happier than ever. She's amazing. So it's like,
what are you hiding? Or what are you trying to cover up?
It's a cover-up. It's all a numbness. It's to numb you so that you don't have to be your real self, but like you're only not being your real self because you're scared of what society's going to say. And that's the fucked up part. And that's why these books that are being taken out of libraries and out of some of these places, it's only going to
get worse.
This is why they need to be there. Because
we're at where we are now with these things around.
It's true.
So you want to take away all these... Like I used to go to the library and read and just read and read and read. That's how I learned about the world, from reading. And so if I didn't have that, if I felt cut off and isolated from the entire world,
though? That's like Russia shit.
Knowledge, like I would literally have been. I would probably be a drug addict. I'm not lying.
I mean, I'm too nervous to do drugs.
Same.
I like downers, but I also like uppers a little bit. I like them together.
Hashtag new vigil.
Hashtag new vigil and
Wade. Well, and that's the other thing. Like I said, I don't have a problem. I think sometimes people are just doing a drug for fun, to feel good in the moment, and that's fine. Just don't let it get carried away. I don't want you thinking about it all the time. I don't want you being like, I got to get to Friday so I can do that drug again. I got to do this so I can do the drug again. It's like it's a slippery slope.
And I can see what it's like just with weed.
Exactly.
And weed's not really addicting. Like it really isn't, but I love it.
Yeah, you could just sit around and dab all day. I want to dab, baby.
Babe, I want to dab.
Babe, let's dab.
Speaking of, do we need a refill?
Yep.
Why don't we take a break?
Take a break.
And let's hear this commercial. We'll be right back.
Okay. Hydronic Hydration. Founders of Gay.
Mama. He was working during the pandemic.
Started developing constant headaches. That's why he created Hydronic Hydration. Sugar-free, keto-friendly, plant-based, antioxidant-rich electrolyte powder packets for daily use, containing all the essential vitamins and minerals with a refreshing taste.
If you're having trouble with eating and drinking healthy during your busy day in 2022, but want a sugar-free, keto-friendly vitamin drink, give Hydronic Hydration a try. There are 30 electrolyte powder packets in a pouch, perfect for a 1-month supply. HYDRONIQUE Hydration.com. Hydration.com. Hydronic Hydration on Amazon.com.
They are offering a $10 discount coupon at checkout for the next week. Hydronic Hydration on Amazon.com. Here she is, Miss America. What if I get my MRI and there's a massive tumor in my back or my spine?
No, what if you're dying?
Oh, well.
Oh my God. I forgot to say one thing about DC. Just one little baby thing.
Okay. What?
What I think is really funny is we were walking around and we go to the White House and I'm like, look, there's the White House. And I'm like looking, I'm like, how weird is it that like Joe's probably there just like scrubbing his balls and we're like looking at his house like.
There it is.
And he's just like in there ripping a fucking new asshole.
Well, that actually, is a good point that they have to live there.
Right, it's
And
like their house.
It's the people's house, but it's also like...
So we're like staring at it, and you could just imagine him like looking out the window like, oh, beautiful day. And he's like butt ass naked, his hairy ass and taint. Like that was something that I needed to talk about.
Well, that just triggered something. But you know LBJ Johnson, who came after Kennedy after he was assassinated... And then he was, oh girl. So one little funny story is that he used to make his staff listen to him and take notes and memos and everything else while he was taking a shit. He would leave the door open while he was shitting, and they'd have to stand there and write.
Was that the one in the wheelchair?
No. What?
Oh no, sorry. When did you, who?
That was FDR.
Yeah, I saw.
3 letters, but almost.
Okay.
He was in the
LBJ.
60s. LBJ.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
When Kennedy got assassinated in 63,
he was the vice
LBJ
president.
got sworn in down there in Texas and then flown back, blah, 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 blah. And then the Civil Rights Bill was under
Sorry,
him.
I totally took that to a different level.
You went back to FDR, World War II. Can anyone else not say World War?
World War.
When I see WW 1 or 2, it's like World War II.
I say real,
World War One.
Real world. It's hard for me to say.
Real world. Rural. Rural? City life or rural?
Rural.
Oh my!
Whoa, girl.
Wait, I said it rural.
You said it correctly. Honey,
Rural.
you have to be really high to say it correctly.
Honey, you gotta have this skin contactless wine, babe.
It's the natural yeast.
It's the orange.
It's the fermentation. The Willamette Valley is particularly well known for these light varietals.
The Willamette Valley.
Now, what's this?
No, I just have a few things that I wrote down, but I mean, honestly, I've said a lot of it, but there is one thing that I want to discuss, and it's totally off the fucking wall, and it's totally in left field. But I don't know if you watched Wheel of Fortune ever.
Nope.
Question mark.
Never. Literally never.
Okay, well, at the beginning, it's really fucking obnoxious. And I'm going to actually find a clip to play, so you won't hear it right now, but I'll let the people
I'm
hear it.
pretending to hear it.
Hello, Blair. Hello. Blair Davis, Cardiff, California. Own the trucking business, it says here.
Small trucking business in San Diego.
Good for you. And talk about your family.
I've been trapped in a loveless marriage for the last 12 years to an old battle axe named Kim. She cursed my life with 3 stepchildren named Star, RJ, and Ryan, and I have 1 rotten grandson.
Yay! No wonder you came here. You just wanted to get away from everybody. I know you're being facetious.
Absolutely. I love them like nobody's business.
I'll bet you do.
Okay.
Okay.
I loved it.
No.
Oh, sorry. It was really annoying. That was so annoying.
Okay.
I mean, awful.
No, honestly, so here's what they do. So they'll do the first puzzle, and they'll be like, all right. And then Pat Sajak walks down, and he's like, all right, Karen. And then he'll ask a question. He'll ask, so are you married?
What?
If you notice on Wheel of Fortune, every person will be like,
No.
I'm married to my husband and my 2 kids, Johnny and Michael. And then he'll go, Don Smith, you're from Washington, D.C., and you met your wife how?
Miguel, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Pat.
Good. Miguel Davis from Chicago. Let's start with your family.
Yes, I've been married to my wonderful wife for 21 years. Her name is Angela Davis. We have 3 grown sons. Well, 2 grown ones. One think he's grown. One is 19 years old. He's a sophomore in college. He's a theater major. 17 years old, and also have a 9-year-old.
All right.
No, I can't.
It is literally like every fucking episode. They always talk about their spouse.
I just got so nervous. Like, I just got an icky feeling.
I want to be like,
icky.
why do you want to know about my spouse? If I want to talk about my spouse, which is great, I will.
Why? Because our fucking society and culture are obsessed with people being married. And being, and being monogamous.
But why? Get the
you have
fuck
to have that
over
partner, and they have to be your everything. So whenever anyone's talking about you, you have to talk about your partner. It's like, why can't you ever be independent and just be yourself?
You can.
I know. Well, we can, but
And
as I'm
it's
saying,
proof.
it's like people don't know that though, because they watch Wheel of Fortune, where they're constantly like, "Oh, so you have to have a spouse to be an important Wheel of Fortune person." What?
It's so bizarre. Like I'm gonna
so
send you.
annoying.
Yeah, I'll send you like
fuck that shit. I've never noticed.
It
that.
is so bizarre.
I'm not here for it.
I'm not here for it either. And that's on God.
I thought that was a different button.
That's pretty appropriate.
Either. I do want to point out that you keep brushing your hair with an old man brush that you've whipped out of a suit jacket. And why is that? I'm getting a little nervous. Like I feel like you're about to join the Weebelows.
No, I just wanted to brush my hair a little bit. I think I'm gonna cut my hair off.
Yeah.
I'm going short for the spring.
We gotta do something to make it look like you lost weight.
Yeah, and that's why I'm feeling. I'm feeling a little fat, and if I don't do it, then it looks fat. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not gelling my hair, then I look fat. And I'm going to tell you, walking through DC, I felt fat. So you were.
I'm just going to leave you there.
So you were saying something as you were going to get the refill that you had something else controversial you wanted to bring up.
I just have to go there.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to offend our straight listeners, but you know how I was talking about drug use and just being at a bar where you fucked everyone?
Yeah.
And how it's different.
Different?
Something else that's different.
Are we about to get in trouble?
Probably. But kids. Kids.
I have a clip on my phone that says, I'm not having fucking kids.
Well.
Okay.
Kids. Why?
Why?
Like, what's the point? There are so many reasons. I've had, and just in the past, like, few weeks, I've had some reasons come up that I'm like, this is the perfect example. So I'm exhausted. I want to sleep in the next day.
Right.
My sleeping in is like 10 a.m. when I really get the rest I need.
And you're on a weird schedule, too.
And I'm on a weird schedule. But, like, the point is I can sleep in however long I want. Even if you have to get up, you let the dog out, you go back to bed.
Right.
You're not up watching fucking terrible cartoons on Netflix.
Cooking an unappreciated breakfast.
Exactly. Like, but I hear from my straight couple friends who have kids, they're like, oh yeah, we slept in. Evelyn didn't wake up till 7 a.m. I'm like, fuck Evelyn.
I smoke weed every day.
No, I don't. But 7 a.m. Literally, I just stared. I
Like, you don't even look like you're in headlights. You're like, I don't even know what to say to you.
I'm like, I thought you said slept in. They're like, well, normally Evelyn's up at 5:30 every morning. I'm like, I'm going to jump off a cliff. No, Evelyn's not welcome.
Evelyn's making me want to jump off a cliff.
Literally.
I will say this, and I'm going to spin this positive.
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to spin it positive, though.
You can try.
It takes special people to have kids. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I could never fucking do it.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, no, definitely. If you're a parent, like, God bless. But I'm also just not sure, like, why.
Well, for reasons like reproduction, that's probably why. Like, we naturally need to keep creating for some reason, but
exactly, do we?
But I really
look
actually
what we've done.
But think about think about Corona.
Okay.
Think about humans as Corona.
Okay.
And the Earth is one human.
Exactly. We are the virus.
We are the virus.
We're just destroying. Yeah.
We are just destroying. We're reproducing.
Way too fast.
Way too fast.
Do we really need
evolving
8 billion people here?
It's just like, it really makes me feel like, what if we are a virus?
We are.
Like, okay, now I'm going to go crazy. Little simulation-y.
Yeah, you've already been there.
Imagine every cell in your body.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Oh no, this is going to...
There are
I'm really sorry.
Billions of cells.
I'm really sorry.
Okay.
Every cell in your body is like the Earth.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a big old universe.
So, right. So, what if we're just part of a bigger body and we're just that one cell and we're in the infection?
Are you a top or a bottom?
What?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, you need to brush your hair.
What do you mean you don't understand? Like, think about it. I have a lot.
This is not.
There's something else that I've been tossing around that's like insane. I went to DC once and now I'm a fucking
I had other things to talk about.
I know, keep going, sorry. I'm really sorry. I just had a moment where I just thought about that. I had to share.
That is next level high.
But what if you think about it though? Like, what if we are in a cell, attacking that cell, evolving?
I can't wait for people to hear this. Literally, like, everyone's just gonna be like, "Wow, what is?"
Actually, this might be where they're like, "We can't listen to this shit anymore."
Yeah,
and that's fine.
You know the point where it's like, "This is too high for me." Okay, so I
guess you just have to be prepared to die.
And that's kind of what your body's doing. Also, though, so like making dinner plans, you're like, oh, last minute, like we can get a table for 2 or 3 or 4. And then they're like, can we get a table for 7? Because I'm bringing my 3 kids with me and my wife. It's like, no, we're not going to get a table for 7.
We need 2 high chairs and a booth. It's like...
And then like any activity, it's like, well, where can we go? What can we do? Oh, well, there's nothing for them. And, you know...
That's what I feel bad about straight people. They don't really understand what it's like to be a real adult.
No, they don't.
Because they're stuck. They go from tasting
college,
it. Yeah, they taste
a little bit of freedom to I've got to get married.
Because I'm married.
My eggs are ticking. They're gonna die. My eggs are gonna die.
But how
they get married?
But how crazy is it though?
Immediately, it's crazy because I have some of them telling me like, "Oh, you travel so much." I'm like, or do I travel normal and you never travel?
Yeah, unfortunately you can't afford. Well, I don't even know how anybody affords.
Here's what happens for the first 3 lives.
First, free lives.
Are you rubbing off on me?
Maybe.
I think you are.
I honestly think it's the wine.
It's the natural fermentation. I didn't tell you about this fully. There's something else in it.
Oh, good. Well, good thing you're getting an MRI.
But for the first 3 years of a child's life, you can't go anywhere. I had to listen to this. I had to listen to this from a straight couple. They go, "Oh, we just really, you know what? We really needed a night out." I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Oh, we really needed a night out," and I'm like, "Honey, what?"
It's 7.
Where do
we
you
just finished dinner.
Yeah, I was like, all we did was go to dinner. We've only been gone for an hour and a half from our homes.
Thanks for the fun night.
They're like, thanks for we really needed a night out. I was like, I looked at them. I was like, well, I'm glad that you got that. I'm like, to me, I'm like, all I got was a meal with friends. I get this every night.
Right. Like I can have,
any night I want. But then trips. They're like, oh, we can't wait. We're so looking forward to our weekend. I was like, what do you mean your weekend? They're like, well, we're going to wake up Saturday morning, drop the kids off at my mom's house, and then we're going to drive up
to Nashville or
no, I learned this, not Nashville. We're going to drive out to Hocking Hills and we're going to have a weekend away. I was like, a weekend? By the time you get to Hocking Hills, it's 2 p.m. And then you have one night. And then you wake up Sunday, drive back because you have to check out at 10. And then you have to pick up the kids Sunday afternoon. You've been gone from your kids 24 hours and you're calling that a weekend? That's not a weekend, honey. And they're, we just so needed that weekend away.
I don't disagree.
God damn it. Weekend.
Isn't it sad?
They're like, well, we can't do this more often because we don't want to burden our parents with watching the kids.
Burden? They chose you, bitch.
And do you know why they picked Hocking Hills? Because they can't go more than an hour away in case there's an emergency. So that really limits where you can go. I just feel so bad for all of these straight people who have kids.
I feel bad for them too. I think it's more like,
I really look at them. I'm like, you are cutting out literally 5 to 10 years of your life that you can't do anything.
Well, that's why a lot of straight people have the midlife.
50.
And they have the midlife.
No wonder they have the crisis.
Right, because they're like, we're young again. It's like,
no, your kids are just 14 and can stay home alone.
Or your kids just graduated high school and now all of a sudden you don't know what to do because your whole life's been based around raising your fucking kids. And I feel I feel
bad for
there
all
are some
of them.
Parents that actually do know how to balance it pretty well.
Yeah, there are.
And honestly, I will
hire
say,
a goddamn babysitter.
There's
fuck it,
but it's expensive.
I went out with a friend last weekend, and she's doing it right because
she's like, I just gave him NyQuil and left.
So her husband was already gone, but she was going to go out to a show Friday night, a drag show.
Friday.
So she got a babysitter for the whole evening, but then her other friend couldn't go or something. Like they canceled at the last. So she sought a babysitter. And she was like, do you want to go to dinner? Because I still have a babysitter and I don't want to sit at home. I was like, yes, we're going. We went to dinner. It was amazing. I was like, I'm so proud that you just went out. You said my kid can be with a babysitter. My husband's gone.
You deserve it.
You deserve to have some time alone, away from your children.
You do.
Don't feel guilty about being away from your children. It's stupid.
Right. I mean,
you're more than just a parent.
And trust me, you're helping them in the end by continuing to feed yourself with things that you like. It makes you have a better attitude towards your kids.
You want to see your parents being their own person. Like you want to grow up and be independent like them. So I don't want to see my parents they had their own things going on too. I wish they would have had more time alone and sat away on trips.
Actually, I just wish my parents never were together.
And that would have been that's for the best. I wish you'd never been born.
Well, I mean, I was the cause of my parents' marriage, so
where that ended.
I'm not actually a fan.
Hi, gay.
You gave them a reason to get together and a reason to get to part.
They're like, of course we had a queer. Sorry, fam.
But yeah, I just can't. Kids to me, personally, no reason. I could never.
But you don't hate no,
I don't hate.
To be clear, you don't hate the parent either. You're just saying you don't want. And that's
the situation.
It's a pro to be gay sometimes, and that's a pro on the gay slot.
There are pros, there are cons.
There are pros and cons, and that's a pro.
And thank God I'm not expected to just have kids at a certain age.
And you know what though? I know some people who are anti-kid, not anti-kid, but they're like, we're not having kids. Period. Like
I have a straight female friend. She's like, I am not.
Right.
Why would I ever have kids? I can't do anything.
That means I can't do anything.
She's like, I enjoy my time alone. I enjoy time traveling.
But this is why.
I'm like, wow.
So,
and people always ask her, are you ever going to have kids? And she's like, I'm 39. Like, I'm 38. Why would I? No, I'm not having kids now. Why would I want kids?
Your life is so short. It's scary though, because this is why they're like with the patriarchy or whatever. They got to keep people in check so that we still continue to reproduce, because that's the whole
capitalism.
Capitalize
more workers.
Oh, and you know,
got to work the farm, and then you got to get a job, and then you got to have kids, and they got to work the farm and have a job. It's like, oh my god.
But it's basically And capitalism, I think, is really funny. And I think it's really funny that people are still saying, like, but what about Hunter's fucking laptop? Let me say something, bitch. You're mad because he did a $90 million some kind of transaction, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but you live in a capitalistic society. So wasn't he capitalizing on his opportunity, which is what capitalism is? So why are you mad, bro?
Bro, literally.
Seriously, I'm like, why are you mad about why are you mad about anybody making money? That's what you want. This is what you want. You want whoever can make it, whether it's cheating or fair or real or not, you want to be able to capitalize.
Oh, girl.
And I'm tired of it.
That's not technically the definition.
I know, but that's how I feel about it.
That's what it presents itself as.
Well, that's how I feel. But that's what I feel like capitalism
I just looked at your forearm and thought you had the fucking Harry Potter tattoo, and I was like, ew.
First of all,
I don't even know Harry.
No, I've never watched Harry Potter.
You don't need to have it. Sorry. I really looked. I'm
ready for a new tattoo.
I panicked.
Maybe I'll get one. No, because I need to be in the water.
I want you to get like the eggplant emoji.
Maybe.
Right on an ass cheek. My sister.
I'll do it underneath.
My sister.
Your sister was a pilot.
She was a pilot, but she got an elephant beetle or a stag beetle on her calf.
Oh, that's cute.
And
Is it a secret?
No, it's on the calf. So she wore shorts, so you can see it.
Well,
we're not covering it up with makeup, so I would say it's not a secret.
Not a secret anymore.
It's game time.
It's time for the last call.
Last call.
I feel like we talked a lot.
We really covered our bases here. You're welcome.
We did. We went through a lot. Drugs.
That's
all I remember.
Kids.
Drugs in DC and kids and...
We did it all.
Wheel of Fortune, baby.
All the bases. Covered them,
babe. Do you think I have overachieved or underachieved? I'm gonna chug this fucking wine.
I would say you're on your way to achieving.
So I've underachieved at this point.
Well, now which aspect of life are you talking?
Right.
Because in a lot of ways
I've overachieved.
In a lot of ways you've overachieved. Like
I'm fat with a doctor husband.
Exactly. You're coming from rural area.
Rural America
with divorced parents who probably never expected you to be gay. And then you just like came out, you kept a lot of your friends, you moved to a new city, made new friends. You have a good career. You have an amazing doctor husband. You started a podcast. Amazing friends. So in a lot of ways, I would say you've overachieved.
What if I've overachieved and now I'll never achieve anything else again? This is it.
Well, that's what I meant by, I think, in some ways, you still are on your way to achieving. And I'm not going to say overachieve. I'm just saying in some aspect of your life.
Sometimes it's okay just to achieve.
Oh, mediocrity is fine.
Mediocrity is what makes the world go round, babe.
Yeah, we can't all be superstars.
And part B of that question is, what will you never understand about me? Why you're fat?
Well, I have wondered that, but then I've seen how you eat.
That was actually really funny.
Something I will never understand about you. I don't think there's a single thing. I think you are. I'm pretty sure we're both very transparent and we both can explain ourselves pretty well.
We like to talk.
Look at us.
Scene.
All right. Your question. Have you ever broken off plans with me to be with someone else?
Broken off plans? Honestly,
like we already had plans set, and then you're like, I just can't tonight. I'm too tired.
And then
and you're literally doing something with Michael or something else, going over and sucking Sean's dick.
Not that I can think off the top of my head, but I'm sure I have. I'll be honest with you. I'm one of those people that I can do that. And honestly, if you're my friend, like that's sort of
it's part of the deal.
I like making plans, but then when I get like uncomfortable with the plan, so I was like, oh my God, something came out.
You're like, I can't go out. We have done things where like we were going to go to a bar or something, and then Sunday or that, like Sunday fun day or this or that. Or a particular place, and you're like, I don't really want to go there. And then you're like, I'm tired. And I'm like, that's fine.
And
like, I'll go. I'll meet up with you later. Or I'll see you the next day. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yes.
You like to keep your weekends to one big event per weekend,
which is usually Saturday because then I can recover Sunday.
Exactly.
I can do a Friday night though too. A light Friday night.
A light.
Yeah.
Now, part B. Who is in control in our relationship?
Wow, that's pretty heavy.
It's scary as fuck. I know who.
I don't know because sometimes, like, okay, this is like the theory of like the dom is really not the dominant. Here's a theory that I have.
Okay.
Why am I saying this? I don't know, but I'm just going to go with it. The dom thinks they control the sub, but the sub actually really controls the dom.
Okay, because I think of you as the dom then.
Because I think of you as the sub, but I also think of myself as the sub and you as the dom. I think it depends on the situation.
You're the dom.
Interesting.
And
so I think I'm in control, but really you're in control.
Well, if you're saying that, but I just think you're in control, period.
I think I'm in control, but I also think you know how to steer sometimes.
Okay.
And you like to leave out stuff, and you're like, well, it's supposed to have bread with so-and-so. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what in the well, it's fine. We can just go record. I'm like, I'm so confused.
Right. So maybe I am the sub who's in control secretly.
Right.
But you're the big dom, though. You're the total dom here.
I mean, I'll dom, like, I'll be like, hey, let's go to, well, here's the thing. Here's the dom move.
Okay.
Hey, let's go to Slammers. Let's, like, day drink. And then we'll go to, like, you know, we'll hang out around there. Okay. Yeah, I can go. Oh, but then here you arrive and you're like, oh, but I have a dart tournament at 2. We can all play. I'll pay. That's the way the sub swings the dom back, saying because I tried to have
you had a set agenda, and you're like, we'll do this at 2, and then I was like, well, why don't we all just go? Why don't we
just go over here?
And then they were all like, yes,
right. So you knew. So that's where I feel like you can come in and sweep. I feel like we're very. Both.
I would say balanced.
We're very balanced. Like
that's the thing is like we
when
both
you need
look
a dom,
at each other.
Dom.
We're both like,
actually, it's
wait
true.
a minute. And then I'm like, well, what will Bobby think if we do this? And I'm like, no, Bobby had this planned. Well, we'll do that. Well, we'll make sure we still do this, but we'll also do that.
Right. That's
I better check with Bobby. Matt's always like, oh, are you going to check with Bobby? I'm like, yep.
We have to.
He's like, are you allowed to? You don't know what? I'm like, no, I don't know.
We just have to.
Like today, even he's like, oh, so you're going to record because he got home early. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving to go record. I'm not going to sit on the couch while you do the Peloton, bitch. I'm going to record. I'll see you at trivia. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Bye, honey.
I can't wait for you to get your MRI.
I'm going to be freaking out.
I'm really excited. I almost think you need to like make sure you document this experience like in your head.
I'm going to film it.
I wish you would.
I can't.
I know.
It's metal.
I was going to say, I wish you could have like.
I think I have to get naked.
Boxers.
But what if it has metal in it?
Well, I don't think
I want them to see my balls. Like, that's the one thing is
I wear underwear,
everything off.
And a gown, and then they like, I don't know if you have to strip your. It's weird because it's also
balls
a reverse
out.
Because you're getting your back done. Mm-hmm. I've had my L5S1 MRI'd.
That's what I'm basically getting.
Yeah. So oh my god, I'm so scared. I had to put a wet. They put a wet. Oh my god, I can't.
A wedge.
A wedge. Yeah.
No, I don't want.
It's not that bad. It's just you've got to get out of your head immediately, and I'm not helping the situation.
I've been nervous all day. I'm like, what should I? I'm like, how drunk should I be going into this? Not at all. Well, it's too late.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, well, your liver was really swollen. They're like, honey.
When I got my labs tested a few weeks ago and my liver numbers were normal, I was like in shock. I was in absolute shock.
I wish my liver was normal. I wish my glucose was normal. I wish
my A1C is like way higher though than it was 2 years ago.
Is that like pre-diabetes?
It's 5.2 now. And it was 4.6 2 years ago. So as I've gotten fatter, it's just climbed right up. My sugar's higher.
Your sugar's high, babe.
I'm getting a little sweet, a little light in my loafers.
I was thinking about that today. Like
sweets
are gross.
Sweets are nasty. I want salt. I want cheese. I want melted cheese.
I want bread.
Oh, fuck. Hummus.
Make sure you review. Make sure you listen. Make sure you share with your friends. We love when you comment to us. Like we get little texts here and there.
We have people walking up to me in bars saying they know me, and I'm like, you don't know me.
You don't know me. Oh, so much for
no limit editing Tuesday.
Yeah, well,
flawless.
Well,
you were like limit.
No limit soldiers.
Fuck. Whoa, girl, fuck.
Well,
whoa, girl.
Oh, Amanda Bynes is free.
I did send that to you.
I know, and I wanted to say that. You're welcome, but yeah.
We did it.
Here's something. We did
it.
Free Britney, it took years, honey. It took
Amanda
us 3
Bynes,
weeks.
We talked about her 1 week, and we got all the gays in line, and we freed Amanda Bynes. Cheers.
Cheers to that, bitch. And cheers to you, and we hope you have a great week.
Amanda, this one's for you and your show.
Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. Like I think people make it seem a little.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Puppy.
Puppy.
Everything under the sun. You can channel greatness, summon the one. Lost in the moment, that's some of the fun. Like there goes one bad son of a gun. Face first in the outer space with my grind. You can say what you want.